What do you remember about the series, about the work on the series? Was it hard, easy, what?
That series was so hard to do. It was overwhelming. I had all those pages of dialogue to learn. I had publicity to do. I had you to put up with. I had a lot of work to do, and it was tough on everything, relationships, everything. It took years to recover. Yeah. But look at what we got. Here we are, 2010. A lot of neat things happened, you know?
We have never really talked about what it was like for us in the 60s doing the show.
You know what you're doing now? You're doing aftermath.
All the conversations that we have had, privately and publicly, we have never really talked about what it was like day after day on those sets, doing those shows.
Let me tell you one day, for example,
Yeah.
and what it was like, and what I remember so vividly. It could be yesterday. My dad died at noon.
I remember that very well.
We rehearsed all morning long, some scene we were going to do in the afternoon. I got a noon call from my mother.
We were making The Devil in the Dark.
Exactly. And I got a phone call. My dad just passed away in Miami, and we lived, my family lived in Montreal, 3,000 miles, or 2,000 miles away. So I was now, the next plane to Miami was in the evening. So now I had from noon to 6 o'clock to film. And I didn't know what to do, and I decided I'd just stay there in the studio and try and work. And I struggled to remember the lines that we had rehearsed for all those hours, could hardly remember them, filled with such grief. And two things that happened that I will never forget was your presence. Like I've seen since then, elephants supporting each other in grief, their bodies are holding each other up, supporting, having a physical presence that was also an emotional presence that supported the elephant, you were supporting me. That and our cinematographer, who was weeping as well, because his father, some years earlier, had died on camera. While his father had been a cameraman, while he was an assistant cameraman. He was assisting his father, and he was present at his father's death as he was present at my father's death. So the grief resonated with him, and your presence and his got me through those hours, and I remember that vividly.
I remember it very, very, very well, and I must add that DeForest Kelly was in that huddle as well. And it's a memory that doesn't go away because it was really an extraordinary bonding experience for us in that moment to be involved with you and that very, very painful and very special moment in your life, which comes to most of us at some time in our lives.
Comes to all of us.
Yeah, well, most. But in any case, I just want to say that, I don't know if I'm sure I've indicated this publicly, I don't know that I've ever actually said the words in public to say to you how proud an experience it was to work with you in those very intense, very often difficult, trying times, because they were the budget, the schedule, the tension, the working on scripts, the memorization, the physical work itself, the labor, six days a week, 5 days a week shooting, and often on the weekends out promoting the show. It was a great and proud experience to be involved with you during that time, and I mean this sincerely. I want you to know that. I want everybody in the world to know that, because you are an emotional brother to me. You always have been.
And Leonard, I feel exactly the same way. I do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much. What a pleasure to be with you. Live long and prosper. guys. Give it up for them.